Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this graffiti style text effect, or maybe you want to call it a grunge style. We're going to go over two different effects. This one has sort of a gradient layer going on, and this one has the gradient with that brick background. You are going to want a Kittl membership to be able to get all of the textures and fonts and effects that we're going to be using. If you click the link in the video description and use my special code CrystalYT, you will get 25% off of your Kittl membership. To get started, I just came into Kittl, I clicked New Project, and I just went with a standard artboard. You can size these to whatever you want them to be depending on what you're going to be putting the design on, but that's just what I did to get this one started. Okay, so let's just recreate both of these. I'm going to duplicate this artboard. I've selected it. I'm going to hold Alt and just drag down, and that will give me a new one. And I'm going to delete this whole design and we will start it from scratch. Okay, so the first thing obviously is the text. I'm just going to type a T onto my keyboard. That will pull up a text box for me. I'm going to select the text box and just come down here until I can make that a little bit bigger. And let's type in the word we want. In this case, it's going to be made. And let's pick a fun font. So it always starts you out in this Roboto font, but this is the one we are going to be using. It is 215000E. That is literally the name of the font there. It's usually going to be the first one that pulls up because it starts with numbers, and all of this goes in alphabetical order. Okay, so there's the first one. And for the next two, rather than getting a new text box and going through that whole process again, I just select this one, hold Alt, come down here, double click, type my other word, same thing. With this selected, hold Alt, drag a box down, double click, and type my word, made for more. Okay. Then I just kind of position these where I want them, and we will get the effect going on here. I did put a little bit of a arc on these. I believe I did the rise. Yep. Okay. So I just came here to transformations, hit the rise, and you can play with that however you want it to be, but I left it at the 80. I thought that was fine for this project. Okay, and I think I made this one a little bit bigger. So that's how it started. Let's get that fun color going on. So right now I've got this selected. If I come over here to color, it's just black. I'm going to click into this, and you'll see we're on solid color. But if you click down, you can do a linear gradient or a radial gradient. Linear means it goes from side to side or top to bottom, however you want to position it. Radial means it's like a circle. It's going to start in the middle and go out. I did a linear gradient. And then you just start picking your colors. Let's see. That is the gradient I created. I'm trying to look and see what its colors were. So we started with pink and we went up to a blue. Okay. Let me Control Z out of that. Okay, so we're going to start with like a pink. So we'll start maybe here. And then you just click into this line to get other points on your gradient scale here. And I'm just moving this color down and playing with it here. I'm going to pull this back into a pink area. And then I want this to be maybe a blue. And you just play around with this and get it looking however you want it to look. Like, this is not the perfect formula, but. And then you can just move these guys around, and if you notice, as I'm moving them, it is changing what's going on over here. I don't really like this whole color scheme, but I'm not going to play with it too much because I don't want to take a ton of time. But that's how you will set up your gradient. Like I said, this is moving in a linear format, but you can change the direction of it. Let's put this, okay, watch the word made as I change it. Do you see how that's moving around? You can change where your colors go on this linear gradient. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it back to the colors that I had for this design. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Come over here to color. Because I've already used this linear gradient, I can select it. When you're making one from scratch, you have to come to solid color and put it to your gradient. And I just realized when I copied this artboard, it also copied the texture. I'm going to turn that off because I'm going to show you how to add that texture later, but I want you to see what this is looking like without the texture. Okay, that's what it's going to look like when you're starting. Sorry, I totally forgot that was on there. We will come back and add that texture in a little bit. Okay, let's just increase the size of this some. Okay, let's start working on this background. So again, I'll take this one here and I will come over here into my text shading. And we want to select this one, this block shadow. And you can turn off the offset, you can turn off the angle. What you really need to get is this outline. Just start filling in that outline. And then I'm going to turn it black. Here's the color, just going to get black here. If black isn't already in your color selection, you can drag the little dot all the way down to this corner or that corner. Either one will turn a solid black for you. Okay, so let me just go ahead and click this at 50 so I can make everything the same. So I'm going to put this text shading at 50. Turn that off. Turn that off. This we want to be 50. And we want to turn this black. And I do want to say, if you did this all on the first one, you put your shading, you put your arc on there, you don't have to come in here and individually do this. Like, watch, I'm going to select this one, I'm going to hold Alt and just drag over. Now if I say 4, it's going to do all of that for me. Hold Alt, drag down, more. It did all of that for me. So I can actually come in here and delete all this and put this back in. You don't have to go through that process several times. Once you get the first one, you can actually just duplicate and retype your word and it will hold everything you've done. It'll hold the color, it'll hold the outlines, everything that you've done. I did want that to be a little bit bigger. And I do want to move this one to the front. Okay, so we are shaping up over here. I'm going to rotate this a little bit. I believe that's how we had it up there. Okay, if you have these blank areas, like the black didn't all the way go through there, it didn't all the way go through here or here, if you have that, you have two options. You can come in here and you can up the width until it fills in, or you can come and grab a shape, turn it the color you want it, and just put it in here. And I'm going to send that to the back. And it filled up all of those gaps for me. You can do that either way you want to do it. I am going to bring up the shadow on this just a little bit. I think it just needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay, so there's our base design. We did most of that pretty quickly and really easily. All we need to do now is get this drip on here and then add the texture. So I am going to group all of this together for now. Drag a box around it, hit Control-G, it will group. And now let's go get that drip. So I'm going to come over here and then just type paint drip. And you're going to get all these different dripping things here. Scroll through until you find what is going to work for your project. It looks like that's what I used. Let me go ahead and close that out. And I need this to be a true black. It's kind of a little different shade of black right now. And just kind of position it up into your design. That is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to group all of this together again. Control-G will group so that I can get it all on the page. And now let's go add the texture, the distressed texture on here. So to do that, select your artboard first. It will only apply a texture to an artboard. So, and I'm actually going to move this over. Here are the textures, and I went with grunge texture for this one, so I'm going to hit show all, and you just pick whatever you like. I don't know, I'm just going to hit this one for now. Let's see, maybe this one. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. And then make that bigger so you can really see it. Once you get your texture on your artboard, there are different things you can do with it. If you scroll over here, as soon as you put the texture on, you're going to get this box. There are different styles that you can make this texture. It is set to soft light by default, but if I come up here and do standard, multiply, you see how it's all changing. That's screen, overlay. Oh, I like the overlay. Soft light is what we had. Hard light, color dodge, color burn, lighten, darken, lighter color, difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, these aren't really changing, luminosity, and alpha mask. I am going to go back up here. Let's see here. I'm going to hit the overlay. I just think that one's going to work well for this. And then something else you want to make sure that you do is click on this mask texture. If it is off, let me show you what's going to happen. I'm going to change the color of this artboard. Let's see here. That texture is now all over your design. You can see that because I changed the color. But as soon as I hit this mask texture, it only puts the texture on your design. So now I'm actually going to turn my artboard transparent. I just turned off the color. You can turn it on, pick whatever color you want, click the little minus, and it turns off the color for your artboard. You could download this whole artboard and you're just going to have the grunge effect on the design you made. Okay, we're going to delete that. And let's do this one with the brick background. So again, whoop, forgot to hit the Alt. Okay, select it, hold Alt, drag down, and you will have a new board. Okay, so this one was done a little differently. Instead of deleting that, I'm going to pull it off to the side, and then I will delete that. So first of all, we always start with our text. Type a T, get your first word. I had the caps lock on for this one. And this one I did Sunny Drop for the font. And let's just decrease that. Okay, now this one I am just going to work with the first word, and then we will duplicate it so that we don't have to do these steps over and over again. Okay, so we want to change our color to a gradient, linear gradient. And the way this one is designed was a little bit different, so its color is not down here. I'm going to have to create it. Okay, that's just what we're going to go with. Let's put the wave on it. So we'll scroll down to our transformation, and we will, actually I think I did flag. That was a bit severe. I dropped it to 60. Perfect. And let's get the shadow, so text shading. This one I did leave the angle and offset. Let's see here. Down there. Make that a little bit more. That should be good. Okay. And we want to put this on here too. Yeah, let's go ahead and fill that in. Okay, and then we're going to turn all of this black. Okay, so there's the faith. I'm going to select it, hold Alt, drag down, double click, over. Beautiful. Hold Alt, drag down. Fear. All right, that is created. And now that I have it all on there, it looks like I did use a different font, but that's okay. This is absolutely going to work. You can still see exactly what's going on. Okay, so let's get this brick texture in here. So I'm going to select my artboard, going to come to my textures and scroll down until we see brick textures. All right, and then just pick a brick. Let's try that one. You want one that's going to show up. That's a good one right there. Okay, all done with that. And then again, once you get your texture in here, you can come in here and decide how you want your texture to look. I like the overlay again, but just pick what you want it to do. Oops, didn't mean to move that. Let me group all this together. Control G groups it. Okay. Once you have this here, to finish up the rest of this design, we need to save this as a PNG. If you don't, your brick texture will show up on this too. And we don't want this to have that brick in it. We want that to be a full splatter. We only want the brick inside our words. So, okay, so let's download this PNG. First I need to turn my artboard transparent so it doesn't get any background in there. So let's turn that off. And then select your artboard, not your design. Your artboard is what holds the texture. Your artboard holds the brick. With your artboard selected, you can come and download PNG. You can hit this advanced settings and bring this up to 300. There we go. Download. You could also hit remove background from right there, but okay. Now let's upload this back in. So I'm going to take this and move it over. You see, if I had just downloaded the graphic, it would not have had the brick. Upload, upload. Here we go. Okay, and it put it in my project for me. And it looks a little funny because this artboard still has the brick on it. Let's take that off. I'm going to select my artboard, come over to the layers, turn off that texture. now our design looks more like we wanted it to. Okay. Whoops. Beautiful. Let's go find that paint splatter. So here we go into our elements. Paint splatter. And just scroll until you find one that's going to work. Just for quickness sake. All right, I'm going to use this one. Okay, it is now in my project. I'm going to size it to the size of my artboard. So let me move that over. This needs to be a little bit smaller. And if you don't like all that extra space, you can come in here now that it's a PNG that you downloaded, and you can crop out that extra space. Okay. Let's put that in the middle. Put our splatter back on here. Send our splatter to the back. And there's your design. So making these graffiti type text heavy designs is really easy if you do it in Kittl. All right guys, that's all I've got for you. We'll see you next time.